we're working on a real fun, festive Halloween piece, and this is a real dramatic piece. It'll take up a whole wall. It'll be kind of a focal point, your main decoration. And I want to tell you how this kind of came about. I'm always looking for really good deals, and don't get caught in looking for a certain color in a certain season. I bought my black on clearance for $1 at Halloween, or excuse me, at Christmas time, believe it or not, when all the ribbon went to $1 a piece. I bought my purple at clearance after Easter, and then of course I did buy the orange at the Halloween, but you'd be surprised what colors you can find during the different holidays. It always amazes me, like the red ribbon they'll put on clearance and get it cleared out, but then you have Valentine's, which you need the red for. So look for different colors during different seasons, and I paid probably the most, just for $1 a roll, for my different poly mesh, but they were all different sizes. They weren't all the same size. So that was kind of another thing that presented a problem to me, but I came up with a way to do this, and it's a lot of fun, and I think you're going to enjoy this. I went to the store, Walmart, or one of the craft stores, and this is an 18-inch wreath frame that you put the ribbon onto, and it looks a lot bigger when we get done here, but it is only an 18-inch base. I did black in between each of the orange and the purples, and I ended up using 2 of the black, and this I have is 14-inch by 25 feet. And so this is my second roll on this. So, and the others I only needed 1 roll of those colors, and they're between 15 and 25 feet. And they're making so many beautiful wreaths with the poly mesh. There's so many fun things you can do with them. I just love all the things they come up with. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it and want a little bit more on the outside, and we're going to gather it into 2 places here, kind of 2 bows or 2 hoops, and keeping the stuff from sticking is the hardest part of this all. So we put it in about a length like that, and I'm going to be using floral wire, and this is 26 gauge, and I cut off a bunch of 6-inch pieces, and so I have those ahead of time because you're going to be using quite a few of those, and I'm using those instead of the pipe cleaners. And I'm going to wrap it around, and we want it big enough that we can wrap it around our poly mesh as well as tie it onto our wreath base. So we're going to get that on there, wrap that around a couple times, make sure it's secure, and do the next one right next to each other. It doesn't have to be tied or perfect. It's not going to show. And going to tie that one on as well, if I can hold on to it. That's the only little bit of a challenge I found, is holding on to the slippery little sucker sometimes. And I dropped it again. One more time. 3rd time's a charm here. Alright, we've got that twisted. Now on this side, I didn't want as much of this in the middle because we're going to have quite a bit. So we're going to take our scissors, and I'm going to trim it there. Now we'll pretend like this is the first one you're putting on. They'll all be kind of the same. We're going to take this one on the outside, and we're going to put it around that outside wire, and we're going to twist that nice and tight. And then I am going to go ahead and trim that, or you can tuck it under, but you want to make sure that you don't trim where you have wrapped that around, otherwise you're going to lose your hoops. Now we've got our second little guy over here, so we're going to take him across the wire to the very far outside one, so you have a loop on this side with a tail and a loop on this side with a smaller tail. And again, I'm going to twist this guy nice and tight and trim him. And again, make sure you trim him up above where you've twisted him. And I just kind of push those in so that they don't get in the way. So then we're going to change to a different size, and I'm going to work with purple now. I actually had to go change out of a different shirt. I had kind of a netting shirt on and it really stuck to it. So it does kind of stick a little bit, so you want to be kind of, try not to have anything like that on. And we made the first bow. And we're going to tie it off. And stick that guy to the side. And then we're going to make that second loop there. And like I said, the most challenging thing is going to be trying to unstick it from getting caught into different things. And one more time. Okay, we're going to make a smaller tail on this side. And we're going to put him right next to the black one. And you have, on this one, we had 9 sections. And I started first, I had 5 in a section, and it was too much, and I went to 4, and then I ended up only going into 3. So just 3 in a section. If you get to where you're ending up and you don't have quite the purple and the orange, just add another one. There's no right or wrong. It's not going to hurt anything to do that. So let's go ahead and get our wider end on the outside. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to wrap it around that outside wire. Make sure you catch it. I've missed it a couple of times, and you want to make sure that you do catch it. So I put that on. And make sure you leave these long enough that you can trim them or stick them in. Don't try to do them so short that you don't have anything to grab onto, because that's real hard as well. And I've already got this guy kind of lined up, so let's just get him tied on. And I'm going to go ahead and finish putting my 3 in each one and finish him all the way up. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk some more and add some more to it. One of the other things that I added to this, because I really wanted the pop and wow factor of it, is some poly tubing is what they've called it. And it's kind of the mesh, only it's tubing instead, and I've got some different colors, and it came in a bundle. I believe it was $8.99 at Michael's, and I waited till it was 50% off, or use your coupon, whatever you want. So I'm just going to take that, I'm going to tie that off with my piece of wire, because it's just going to give it some extra color and pop, and cut those probably around 6 inches. And I'll show you another thing in case you can't find that. I'll show you something else you can do. And we're going to put it here and there in our wreath to help just add that color. So wherever we need it, let's put one right here. And I did kind of come through and I tied it onto the middle sections of the wires. And I'm just kind of filling it because we've got so much going on now. And you do want to wire everything on because I want to keep this for years to come. This is going to be my signature Halloween piece. So we want it really, really nice and really well made. So I'm just going to tuck that wire in. And when you are working around the outside, make sure you're working at a section and keep going. Don't stop and do one color and come back and do the next, because you're going to fight your pieces and it's going to be kind of sticky. So do just a section at a time and work your way in, and it'll be easier for you that way. Then I also found all of these cute little guys. I did find them at the 99-cent store or Dollar Trees, different places like that, and they were really, really cute, and I picked up several of them because this is a big wreath. And I did put a wire on one spot of them because what I want to do is kind of tuck them in so that we can get down to the place to tie it on. So whatever was kind of the low part or kind of in the middle, and we're going to wire them on. So I've stuck a wire onto our little ghost guy here. And these were new this year. I hope they have them next year. They're just really cute. And I have some little hats. And don't be afraid to use a couple of them together, like I have the tombstone with the pumpkin there. And come on, little guy, quit flying around. And we're just going to wire that in, and don't pull it so tight that you sink and lose it. Just kind of tuck it in on top of a ribbon and tie that on, and nice and secure with your wire, and just tuck your wire in. Another thing, when you get ready to go display it, kind of stick all of this that goes on this side, and so it'll kind of lay flatter. To store it, put it in a big garbage bag, probably a black one. Hang it up in your garage or closet, any area like that, till next year. Keep it nice and clean. Now, if you can't find any of the tubing, you can make your own, and it's really simple. I would find a color like a gold or a silver, a couple of colors, green, that aren't in there, and you just simply take your poly mesh and just cut them into strips, and they automatically roll up, so you have all of these tubing already done. And it doesn't take much. You just want one roll, and then you can put different colors, put them together and tie them, and then you have those that you could put on instead of the other poly mesh tubing instead. So isn't this really an awesome, fun Halloween wreath? It's kind of a signature wreath, and we've made it out of mix and match poly mesh ribbon, which is really awesome. And we put all of these little characters in it, and I probably have spent less than $20 on this wreath, and if you went out and bought it, you'd be spending a lot more money than that. So I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you had a lot of fun. If you ever have any questions about a project, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com. Come over to our website at miriamjoy.com, click on our YouTube button, and come see more of these fun YouTube videos. God bless.